Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ English, your favorite UPSC platform. For today's video, the topic is again very interesting and we are talking about the self-help groups or SHGs. You might have seen how frequently in the GS paper 2 UPSC mains almost every year, you get a question on the importance and the role of SHGs in empowering rural women in India. So for today's video, let's talk about a very interesting and a very positive development coming from the state of Tamil Nadu. Yes, we will talk about what are the self-help groups. We will also look at some successful models and examples from India. At the same time, let's also see what has Tamil Nadu done to become the first state in India to issue identity cards to the women of self-help groups across the state, as well as various other members who work in the SHGs. Yes, Tamil Nadu once again has made the distinction of empowering its women socially as well as economically by becoming the first Indian state to give identity cards to self-help groups, particularly women self-help group. All the members are now having their own unique identity card, making them smiling and proud, marking a significant milestone in the state when it comes to gender empowerment, gender equality, as well as women participation at the grassroots level. The initiative has been officially announced now, and it also means about rupees 3,500 crore loans that will be additionally provided to the members of self-help groups. A huge way of microfinancing them, because whenever we provide credit accessibility to women from the self-help group, we are empowering the common person on ground. We are indeed proving the point that India is not only the largest but also the most grassroots level democracy in the world. So this move will strengthen loan and banking support to the members of about 5 lakh self-help groups that operate within Tamil Nadu. They will now have access to loans, to financial and social benefits, including benefits of insurance policies, benefits of various kinds of child education policies, which earlier they did not have. At the same time, Tamil Nadu had also made a distinction in the past, back in 1989, as it had become one of the first states in India to pioneer, to start the self-help group movement. Today, once again, in 2025, Tamil Nadu has again taken the lead by legitimizing, by giving an authoritative identity to the members of self-help group, by proving the point that yes, self-help is one of the most important among all the other civil society organizations. The purpose is to work outside the government as a civil society unit and yet engage in the empowerment of people on the ground. So this is the development we are talking about, but we must know, what do you mean by self-help groups? Now, self-help groups, as I said, quite like cooperative societies, quite like NGOs and NPOs, are also a leading form of civil society organizations. They are created by people themselves. That's why they are called civil society groups. Why are they so democratic? Because they involve the participation of the common person. People here directly change their lives. Usually in India, self-help groups are small organizations having members between 12 to 20, and usually these are young women in Indian villages from the age group of 18 to 40. They come together and they pool their resources together. Their savings, whatever money they have, they pool it and create a joint fund. Now, with this joint fund, they start saving the money, investing in a business, and they only try to then scale up their business. Since it is a joint account, each member is responsible for interloaning one another. They support each other. At the same time, members are also liable to return the loans on time. Yes, this works on mutual relationship of trust and friendship. And at the same time, self-help groups in India have indeed accomplished the task of providing rural women with some credit. Now, these are the women who lack institutional banking support. Neither do they have proper documentation, nor do they have enough collateral security, nor do they have a guarantor. So no commercial bank would earlier give them loans to start a small business. But today, as self-help groups are becoming a very successful model, it is also proving the point that yes, when the women come together, they also become a pressure group. Today, they have much more trust from society, and therefore it is creating confidence among marginalized poor women. It creates a sense of unity and community among them. It brings the unbanked population within the banking sphere, within the formal credit structure of India. This also increases business capacity in women. It enables them to start and scale up a business. Whatever profit comes is shared between the members. And eventually, if it becomes a successful model, it is these women who then also start working to fight against social problems in their societies like dowry, domestic abuse, alcoholism, and so on. They are also having a much better position now to contact the local police and the panchayats for getting their rights met. So, therefore, initially it begins like an economic unit, but eventually it does become a social and politically empowered unit too. In India, the self help group movement had begun right after the seventh 5 year plan, that's back in 1985 and 90. It came as a poverty reduction strategy in India. But whenever we talk about self help group, we cannot forget the name of Nobel laureate, Professor Muhammad Yunus. He was the Nobel laureate from Bangladesh who he started the concept of the self help group in the form of Grameen Bank in Bangladesh. The purpose was to offer security free, collateral free, easy loans, micro loans to women in order to encourage them to start some business by coming together, by joining each other. It became a successful concept across entire South Asia. Today, states like Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Telangana, Gujarat are the leading states in India with massively successful self help groups. In India, as I said, it began institutionally back in the 1990s, and it was in 1972 that a very famous pioneer of women empowerment in India, known as Miss Ela Bhatt, she was responsible for creating the SEVA, the organization called Self-Employed Women Association. She brought together many women who were practicing artisan works, pottery, dairying sector, agriculture, and she asked them to join together and to start a business venture. It became a very successful model by providing an organized platform to women from the poor families to start having a regular income. At the same time, it was MyREDA, okay, Mysore Resettlement and Development Agency, which initiated the self-help group bank linkage in 1980s in India. And later, the government of India also included the self-help group model in the Swarna Jayanti Swarozgar Yojana in 1999. It aimed at creating many self-help groups across rural India. At the same time, let's understand it was back in the 1992 when NABARD took this revolutionary initiative. NABARD, that is the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, started providing SHG bank linkage program. Eventually, it was the State Bank of India that also started providing microfinance to self-help groups. And once self-help groups started having savings account, when they started receiving loans from the banks, yes, they had much better capacity to encourage their business cycle, which led to profits and scaling up of money that rural women would get. Now, talking about since 1990s how the Indian government has been supporting the self-help groups regularly, the government has included the self-help group in the National Rural Livelihood Mission. Later, owing to the success of the self-help model in the NRLM, the government also started the same model in NULM, National Urban Livelihood Mission. The government said the only way to eradicate city-based poverty, urban poverty in India, among the slum dwelling population is also by creating self help groups because it is the best way when people can work for their own advancement. There are successful examples running across India today. You can use them as case studies when you write an answer on self help group in GS paper 2. And yes, it is quite a predictable question because every second year you do get a question on self help group, either GS paper 2, 1, or 3. At the same time, it is also a very interesting essay topic. So talking about some case studies, we have the Lakpati Didi initiative. Here, every member of the self-help group is a Lakpati Didi because she is now able to earn rupees 1 lakh annually through sustainable livelihood activities. Similarly, it is an outcome of government's Deen Dayal Antodaya Yojana, the National Rural Livelihood Mission under the Ministry of Rural Development. It was created as a part of the NRLM policy, Rural Livelihood Mission policy, and today it is extremely successful. In June 2024, we had about 1 crore women, 1 crore Lakpati Didis who are successfully making money. The interim budget of 24-25 has raised this target to about 2 to 3 crore women. At the same time, we have another example, Kutum Sri in Kerala. Mahila Arthik Vikas Mahamandal in Maharashtra. You have Looms of Ladakh. These are leading SHG examples from India. In the past, you might have heard about initiatives called the Lichat Papad. You may have heard about how Amul became such a successful multi-state cooperative. Now it all began from few women coming together. So yes, the answer to economic backwardness, social exclusion among women is only self-empowerment, and that is best solved by initiatives like the self-help group in India. In June 2025, about 10 crore Indian women are a part of 91 lakh working self-help groups. In February 2023, about 8.9 million self-help groups had already used up loans of 2.5 lakh crore. This number has only increased as times have passed. As per the Economic Survey of 22-23, self-help groups maintain a loan repayment rate of 96%. So initially, it was the same rural women whom the banks would not give any loans to because they never had any collateral security. Neither did they have a land ownership to prove. But today, the same women, when they operate from self-help groups, are able to get majority loans up to 2.54 lakh crore worth rupees. And they have a returning capacity. The repayment rate is over 96%, which means self-help group has proven to be a model with a high level of reliability, credibility, and discipline. After all the self-help groups work on the Panch Sutra. Panch Sutra are the key principle behind self-help groups. Regular meeting among members, regular interloaning among members, every record of payment has to be noted down in a book and all the payments have to be returned on time. And apart from that, the members share mutual trust on one another. And ultimately, these are the principles which today stand as one of the highest and the successful running models of women empowerment. Yes, this is the power of civil society. So now to the question, look at the following statements regarding the recent initiative by Tamil Nadu government for creating women self-help groups. 1. Tamil Nadu has become the first Indian state to give identity cards to women SHGs, facilitating easier access to government schemes and welfare benefits. 2. The self-help group identity cards provide economic benefits such as free travel up to 100 kilometers on government buses, special rates on certain state-run products, and access to government-sponsored markets. 3. The initiative is aligned with other women-centric schemes like the Magalir Vidyal Payanam in Tamil Nadu. Similarly, the Magalir Urimai Thogai scheme. So are they related? Aiming to integrate more self-help group members into many more welfare schemes? I think it's a slightly easy question, except the third statement that needs to be verified. So you can post your answer whenever you think you can solve the question and you understood the point that we made through the video. And now here's a quick reminder about just 2 more days to go for the last batch sale for 2026 target year. The time is running out. We know we are already in September mid. For those who are preparing for UPSC 2026, here we have the Navaratri Mahotsav sale. A great sale which begins at a price as less as 7499. So what can you do? Yes, you can type the code SPLY from your screen. Using the code, you can enroll in the sale that's going on for 2026 GS Foundation batch. Or if you're preparing for 27 and 28, well begun is half done. So you can enroll for these courses too across Hindi, English and bilingual course. Besides, You also have a great opportunity if you enroll for the GS Foundation courses. You may get heavy discounts, many more special rates on optional subjects only at Study IQ English. So why wait? When we have the codes live and we can use it to enhance, improve, and boost our UPSC preparation. Okay, so thank you so much and see you with many more such interesting videos.